south side, yeah, that's right. Reppin' Inglewood, got my hustle tight. From Chi-Town streets where the wind blows, fierce, built up like steel, can't nobody pierce.
Hey guys, this your girl D-Love from the South Side of Inglewood for life, Chicago that is, and I'm back for another one. I was saying, give me a one if you can hear me. Just let me know you can hear me. The last time I was recording, and I didn't even know my volume wasn't on. But again, happy Sunday, and thank you all that are here for the ones and twos and the threes and fours. And I'm just coming online briefly because I want to talk about a video that I just saw and I've just watched on the Lansing Journal. Now I actually put the link in below in the what's that, the comments? Not the comments, but I'll put in the comments too. Because you gotta go and watch this video from the Lansing Journal. They really break down the whole Tiffany Henyard situation on how she became a Thornton Township supervisor. I'm gonna all right, okay. And also put it in the bio also. That you gotta, it's a must watch. And when you watch the Lansing Journal, thank you, Melody, it's going to explain and break everything down for you. I'm not going to go through the whole video because they just paused the video, but I wanted you to see, and we'll just go over a little of, I'll give you a little tease, and it's up to you to go and continue. Like what she said, educate yourself, and to watch the video and get a real understanding how Tiffany Henyard became the supervisor of Thornton Township. And now it makes more sense. And it made me think about and realize this. If you start off messy, it's going to end messy. And that's how she got into office. It was messy how she was voted in, and that's gonna be messy how they vote her out or they find to kick her out. Just watch the parody. Let's one moment. I'm gonna share my screen with you. And again, I'm not gonna play the full video because it wouldn't be fair for Melody for me to do that. Okay, sorry. It's so interesting, y'all. I'm telling you.
I am Melanie Youngsma, publisher of the Lansing Journal. We are Lansing's only newspaper, and our mission is to keep our diverse community informed and connected. We've been covering the drama surrounding Tiffany Henyard and Thornton Township for a long time. And today, I want to share some information that will help connect the present conflicts with some things that happened in the past. Certain questions bubble up.
Hey, I see you have 5 people in the chat or in the room. Please like and subscribe. And most likely, if you knew I was online, you already must be a subscriber. But just in case, make sure you hit that button.
From time to time, recently with Thornton Township board meetings being canceled due to lack of quorum and special meetings being called with special agendas, I think some context from the past would be helpful to understand what's going on with these boycotts and cancellations. At the heart of this current conflict is the vacancy on the Thornton Township board right now. Trustee Jerry Jones resigned on October 7, 2024 with a handwritten note. According to township procedure, the board has 60 days to select and approve someone to fill that vacant seat. If they cannot accomplish that replacement within those 60 days, then that decision is given to the electorate, the broader population of Thornton Township, at a public meeting. I have never been to such a meeting because they don't happen very often. But from what I understand, a public meeting like this would be similar to a caucus. People would be allowed to nominate candidates to fill that vacant trustee position, and a public vote would be taken. Here's the reason the historical context is important. In 2022, The Thornton Township Board also faced a 60-day deadline to fill a vacancy. That was when Tiffany Henyard was nominated to fill the supervisor seat. That seat became vacant when Supervisor Frank Zuccarelli died. He died on January 3, 2022. The board then had until March 3 to appoint a new supervisor. I looked up the agendas and minutes of the 6 meetings held by the board without a supervisor. They met 6 times between Zuccarelli's death and Henyard's appointment. There were actually supposed to be 7 meetings, but one didn't have a quorum, so that meeting didn't happen. Even so, this board had 6 opportunities to appoint someone to fill that vacant seat. On January 10, there was a meeting. On January 11, there was a meeting. Also on January 25 and February 8, February 22.
Now you see how it's important to watch the Lansing Journal video on how Tiffany Henyard was able to acquire that seat. Melody, she actually was very thorough on doing a timeline on the process of what the previous board did and how Tiffany got in. So everything that you see now in this video is really a reflection on what is going on now and what to be expected on the up and coming in the upcoming months or weeks.
There was supposed to be a meeting, but there was no quorum. Then there was a meeting on March 1 and on March 3. Now, if you are interested in these minutes, you can access them from the Lansing Journal's website. For this video, I just want to mention a few things that caught my attention while I was reviewing those minutes. First, there were a lot of closed sessions, and those closed sessions were often long, an hour, 2 hours sometimes, and we don't know what happened during those sessions because they were closed. Second, I don't know if this is significant or not, but it caught my attention. Trustee Joyce Washington was appointed supervisor pro tem, or pro temp, as the minutes say, on January 10, the first meeting following Zuccarelli's death. At that January 11 meeting, after a closed session, Washington was also appointed deputy supervisor, quote, with a stipend of 5% of salary. I don't know if that's 5% of her trustee salary or of the supervisor salary, and I don't know if it's standard practice to pay the interim person a stipend, but there it is, it's in the minutes. I also don't know why the change from supervisor pro tem to deputy supervisor, but from that point on in the minutes, Joyce Washington is referred to as deputy supervisor. Another thing I noticed at the February 8 board meeting, there is an item that says, quote, Deputy Supervisor Washington entertained a motion to bypass item B under new business on the agenda. When you go to the agenda to see what item B under new business was, it says, quote, fill the vacancy of township supervisor by appointment. So for some reason, the board chose not to spend time at their February 8 meeting filling the vacancy. They chose to bypass that item. Their next meeting was scheduled for February 22. That's the meeting that was canceled due to lack of quorum. That brings us to March 1, which is the first meeting.
Again, I just saw this video this morning. I'm not going to play the full video. I put the link in the comments and in the bio so you can watch the video yourself, because the Lansing Journal did a great job explaining what happened and the processes that did and did not happen, and the conflict that was in that they didn't want to they didn't want the public to vote on the next candidate, and the pressures that some of the board members were under by the resident for them to pick someone. So all this time we kept hearing Gonzalez. He's the reason why Tiffany got in the office. No, he's the one who just said her name. But the couple of residents, if you watch the video, states and says that it is the board's responsibility to find someone because Frank Zuccarelli had confidence in them and he saw something in them. So I'm just gonna play a little bit more, but I want you to go support the Lansing Journal. Great bunch of people who work for them.
The Lansing Journal has video of. We don't have video of the whole meeting because this was before we started recording full meetings like we do now. But we do have footage of the 2 nominations that were made that night. I'm going to show that clip, but first I want to share something interesting I noticed in the minutes. The minutes record 2 public comments that were made at the March 1 meeting. First, Pastor William Fleshman of Dalton is recorded as saying, quote, "The appointment must come from this board and be from among you, those who were handpicked and currently sit in the seat of trustee, because Frank Zuccarelli saw something in you that you may not have seen in yourself."
You see that? So all this time, we've been getting misinformation. Now the truth comes out. Gonzalez wasn't really the reason why Tiffany got into office. He just appointed her. And he acted, if you watch the video, you're going to see where Napoleon Harris was nominated, but the board, nobody voted for him to be the supervisor. So I'm telling you this, if you don't watch any other video about this Thornton Township information or saga, watch the Lansing Journal. It breaks it down. You're going to be like, okay, I can start my own YouTube channel because they done gave me the print. I'm just saying.
So there was a certain feeling, maybe some pressure, that choosing the next supervisor should be a board decision, not a people's choice. Second, there was a public comment made by South Holland resident Doncor Parker. He's recorded as saying, quote, "These 4 trustees owe it to all of us out here to go into the back room and come out here with someone victorious, no matter who it is, as long as it's one of our family members that we need to get behind for re-election."
You see that? So all this time, again, I keep saying it because it's just all this time we've been fed different information, even though Gonzalez had put it out there that he had nominated her. But it's really more information to that. There were many other people who were up for nomination for this position. It's just at the 11:45 hour, that's how she got in. And I guess they got tired and they just said, F it, we're just gonna take whoever, the last person. So as you can read, and that Melody so eloquently read about what a South Holland resident stated. Again, it was pressure. She got in under pressure.
And support going forward. Now, Doncor Parker is the person we see supporting Tiffany Henyard at the next meeting.
Oh, okay. Now it makes sense. Because I was like, who is this guy with her, Doncor Parker? And we don't even see him anymore. It looked like they must have I don't know. I ain't gonna put nothing into it, nothing out of it. I don't know. Well, so he's the one who was up there with her when she got elected to supervisor. But if you notice, you don't see him nowhere in the Thornton Township, any videos after this date. So I'm not sure what happened after this.
So that's interesting. But let's get to the video from the March 1 meeting. 2 nominees were presented, Cassandra Elston and Jerry Jones, and they were presented after a 2-hour closed session. Here's what happened.
So you can see back then, so Gonzalez, she had a regular job. Look what the outfit she has on. Darlene Everett, what's the last? Loretta Wells. Now those are 3 original. Oh, and the guy at the very end has been there. These other three, I'm not sure. The other two people, I don't know where they are now. And Gonzalo look young. I guess we all did, right? And Amber still got on that same wig. No shade. And again, I'm going to end it in a few minutes because I really want everybody to go watch this video for yourself. Mr. Paul Roberts, he's been in from the beginning. Because if you watch the video, I'm going to show you.
Nominations are open.
All right, nominations are open. Nominations are open.
I nominate Cassandra Elston, Thornton Township Supervisor.
Have a second?
I think Cassandra Elston is the assessor. I see 21 people in the room. Please like and subscribe. Appreciate it, 23. Like that button. Hit that button. Yes, but I think Cassandra is the assessor, and she would have been a good supervisor.
Yeah, that's second.
Well, Jerry Jones, those are four original.
No second. Nominations are still open.
I nominate Jerry Jones.
No, not yet. We're waiting for a second.
That on the floor.
I think that's the attorney.
Do we have a second for the nomination, our first nomination for Cassandra Elston? There is no second.
That's her right there.
Nomination
Oh, that's-
fails.
Oh, that's not her.
Nominations are open. Do we have another nomination?
I nominate Jerry Jones.
Do we have a second?
They ain't say nothing.
I second that nomination.
Do we have a second? There will be a vote.
Motion second vote. Roll call. Or discussion.
Any discussion?
Oh, the attorney's off camera.
Call the roll.
Roll call. Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
No.
Trustee Gray Everett?
Abstain.
Deputy Supervisor?
And how could Everett be on up there that long in office? She is staying, and this is an important vote. And she probably had I don't say relationship like personal, but she had a relationship that with Jones. It seems though that's why she didn't want to say yes and she didn't want to say no.
Washington?
No.
Ain't know what's happening.
Look, it's not like a change.
Oh, she messed up.
Deputy Supervisor Washington?
Nominate Jerry Jones. Second.
Just say yes.
Second.
Yes.
Just say yes.
Jerry. Yes. Yes.
The 2-1-1 vote.
No one is elected.
It fails. Nominations fail.
Y'all got to be kidding
We
me.
have to go back into closed session.
Oh my God. This is crazy. This is really. This is crazy. I'm not like the person, but this come on, y'all. This is crazy.
Oh, I want to. Let me go back a minute. And I think Paul Roberts was in the audience. We had to get a confirmation from him if he were in the audience during that time. So I'm gonna give it 2 more minutes, like the last 12 minutes you're gonna have to watch on the Lansing Journal's YouTube feed.
That's crazy. You might not like the person, but this come on, y'all. This is crazy.
Believe it or not, after those 2 votes, the board decided to go into a closed session again. That session lasted an hour. And then Deputy Supervisor Washington came out and said that the board was going to recess. This was at 10:30 p.m. on March 1. So the earliest they could reconvene and give 48-hour notice would be March 3 at 10:30 p.m. That's what the attorney is saying at the beginning of this clip.
48 hours notice, and 48 hours from now is then.
Oh, here's the
We're
attorney.
stuck with it.
The meeting is over.
We're stuck with it.
We have a continual meeting on Thursday. What date is that?
It's the fourth, sir.
On, March 3rd at 10:30 p.m. 10:30 p.m.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That will be the last meeting of this, this group.
Meeting is in recess.
Sorry, people, we had to stay this long to hear this, but, the meeting is over.
I want y'all to know this is sad. This is really sad. Y'all can't conduct the meeting here. What y'all gonna do with us in the public?
So already you get a sense of how dysfunctional this is. In fact, the headline of the article I wrote about that meeting was "Confusion Marks Attempted Appointment of."
So I didn't want, again, I told you I wasn't going to play the full video because you have to watch the remaining part of this video on the Lansing Journal. They have a website and they have a YouTube page, and I have put the YouTube page in the comments and in the bio, because you gotta watch it, and you watch it over and over again. You have a better understanding how they got where they are now. You know, they messy then and they messy now. Oh, he says person turquoise waving speech. Yes. Explain that, Shadow. Hey, good morning, Shadow Seeker. Yes, but this video is so informative. I'm telling you, you will appreciate watching this video, and not always watching all the YouTubers, but get it from the unreliable source, Lansing Journal, because they broke it down. They show how the board, they was messy then, and they was confused. And in the video, Melody talks about how they were so used to having Frank Zuccarelli in charge, they didn't really know what to do. So right now, what we see as, you know, what the board is doing, like they're trying not to repeat the past and have the same issue that they have now. But again, it's because they just used to having somebody in charge where they just follow suit, and that's it. So that's where we at, y'all. But I really wanted to come on here and share this video, and for you to get as much information as possible in regards to the Thornton Township, how we got here, and how this whole debacle has been exposed, to how Tiffany really got into office from, and it's not from what we thought it was, that Gonzalez was the reason. Gonzalez appointed, but he is still a part of that problem, part of the reason, but it was a whole board's decision who agreed to it, and they had nominated a lot of other people, but they did not approve the appointment. And so they waited really to the last minute to do this, as we always was told. So that part we did know it was true. So the board, it wasn't the board. No, well, let's say two residents sent information or spoke at the meeting stating that Zuccarelli would have wanted the board to make a decision who was the next supervisor. That's where all this comes from. This is all this shenanigan come from. They was pressured. Basically, it was pressured into picking someone. And as you can see in the video, I know shade with right. Because I see a lot of you singers watching it, right? Thank you. But, you know, really that position, again, I say over and over again, the Thornton Township position is a public aid job, and they were just doing the aid to help the community. And that's why you probably see a lot of senior people up there, because, you know, it's service, right? And a lot of people probably didn't know or realize at the time that, it's interesting, they didn't realize at the time that the salaries, what was the salary for that position. So I really think now is, it ain't really the person who's running. It's not about the job. It's more about the salary. Because as you can see, majority of that board is an older board. And you know why it's older board? Because hey, they help the seniors. Because the seniors are a big part of the Thornton Township and the food depository. And there was something else that came to mind. Man, the light bulb came out. I should have wrote it down. Another thing that I've noticed watching this video, and that Everett's been up there a long time. She must be up there. She is elected, so I'm not sure how she keeps getting back in. Let me tell you why she keeps getting back in. Up until today, or to the Tiffany Henyard saga or series or episodes, nobody really knew what was going on in Thornton Township, because if you didn't go to the meetings, you would not know anything, right, or what's going on. And I always say, if you didn't benefit from these programs that they offer, you really wouldn't even have thought twice about Thornton Township. That's my theory. So you got another maybe about 12 minutes to watch of this video, and I think you'll find it very informative. But I'm not going to keep repeating myself, because I hate putting a video together and you repeat yourself over and over again. But go watch the video, and like Tiffany Henyard said, let me educate you. This video is going to educate you and give you more facts on what's going on. Well, this was just a quick video because it's Sunday, and happy Sunday to you all. And don't forget to be on your way out, because I'm going to go out too. Please like, subscribe, and share. And again, have a great Sunday. And tomorrow for sure, I am going to go, even if I have to record the video at the Thornton Township meeting on Monday, that's tomorrow, and this is 4 p.m. at Harvey City Hall. I will be there. I will record. Pray for me. And I said I was going to go to, tomorrow they're also having the electoral challenge for the Thornton Township. That's also going to be at 10 a.m. So I'm going to record at 10 a.m. and I'm going to record at 4 p.m. So even if I have to leave one early, I would do so. Well, this your girl, Tina from the South Side in Wood for Life, Chicago, that is. And don't forget to go watch the remaining portion of this video from the Lansing Journal. I'm telling you, you will thank me later. Peace.